Well, welcome along to the FIFA World Cup Qatar 2022 qualifiers here in Group A, match day 3. Opportunity for Algeria not only to take further control of their World Cup destiny, but also a chance to continue their unbeaten run. Currently, actually, the longest unbeaten international run after Italy's defeat to Spain in the Nations League. It's not been all plain sailing for the Desert Foxes after the 8-0 thumping of Djibouti. A draw away to Burkina Faso keeps the group interesting, with just 1 point between Algeria and their visitors tonight, Niger. Well, sadly, the Stade Mustafa Shaker in Blida, just southwest out of the city of Algiers. As you can see, only a few lucky enough to be inside the stadium as concerns rightly about health and safety continue. But we're delighted to bring you the live action kicking off in just around 10 minutes time, with the African champions Algeria looking to continue where they left off on match day 1 at home. Quite sensational 8-0 win over Djibouti. Niger certainly won't want to be on the end of a similar fate. Well, the road is paved to Qatar as Alessandro Kija makes his way out. The Mess goalkeeper on the bench tonight, as Jamel Belmadi continues with his now long-time number 1, Rais Mboi, 35-year-old, starting all 7 games on Fenech's journey to the top of the African continent, with that win in Egypt against Senegal. And after that disappointing draw away at Burkina Faso, Belmadi ringing some changes. One being Islam Slimani drops to the bench, with the goal hero from AFCON 2019 stepping back into the fray. Baghdad Buneja preparing to lead the line. But big news announced today: Riyad Mahrez of Manchester City named in the top 30 players in the world on the list for the Ballon d'Or. And certainly recognition of the form he's been in of late, and for quite a long time. A huge part of why Algeria are currently on this long unbeaten run, 28 without defeat. And before the Burkina Faso draw, the 30-year-old winger had scored in 7 successive internationals, 5 wins and 2 draws. I want to make an impression once again tonight. Mahrez helping himself to just the 1 goal against Djibouti. Islam Samani scoring stunning 4, still leading the scoring charts of this second round of African qualifying. Only the top dog, though, will go through to the third round. 5 playoffs of 2 legs to decide which 5 teams from the continent will grace the World Cup in November 2022. Algeria can really stamp their authority on this group if they can once again make home advantage count as the reigning African champions look to make it 29 unbeaten, as they also look ahead to defending their crown in Cameroon. 2022 could be a huge year, starting with AFCON, ending with Qatar 2022. But Niger are coming here to unsettle Algeria, according to their coach, Jean-Michel Cavalli, well known to the Foxes, having had a year in charge of Algeria, finishing his coaching studies in Italy alongside Carlo Ancelotti, a student of Arrigo Sacchi's footballing ideas, and now looking to make big impression back in Algeria. I was 14 years away from international management before Cavalli took the reins with Niger in 2020. The country have never qualified for the World Cup. Amenas have not reached an AFCON since 2013. The average age has been brought down around 26. With a few players plying their trade in Europe, including Sheriff Tiraspol midfielder Abdul Moumouni, Lorient defender Zakaria Soulmani, and Anderlecht goalkeeper Neem van Attenhoven. Well, shows the confidence in those in his squad. Not all of those 3 starting. So Niger looking to cause an upset. Certainly had one yesterday. The Central African Republic absolutely stunned Nigeria. So the warning signs are there. But after Italy's defeat to Spain in the Nations League semi-final, Algeria will want to make their own piece of history, 9 short of the now record of the Azzurri at 37. And there is Riyad Mahrez, named in the list for the Ballon d'Or. And he's certainly been the star man for the Foxes, helping them to the Africa Cup of Nations title 2 years ago, alongside the rock-solid Mbouy, long-term Algerian #1. Well, usually there'd be such a fervour before the 2 teams would come out. But we're still living in these challenging times. But hopefully, supporters will be back in the grounds ASAP. But for now, the players having to focus on the job at hand. Well, Ben Rama turning to the starting lineup. Last minute prayer before the teams exit the tunnel. The refereeing team from Ghana, led out by Daniel Ni Ai, Larea. As we edge closer to kick off on matchday 3 of Group A, it's the African champions Algeria taking on the visitors to Blida, Niger. Algeria will want to make sure there are no risks taken. Only the top team in each of the 10 groups in round 2 of the African qualifying for the World Cup will make it through, and 10 will have to work into 5 to earn their golden tickets to Qatar. Can Niger cause a shock at the home of the African champions? But first up, the national anthems. First of the visitors, Niger, and then of the hosts, Algeria.
مطلوب منكم الوقوف للاستماع للنشيد الوطني لجمهورية النيجر. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand up for the national anthem of Republic of Niger. الآن نشيد الوطني الجزائري. Now the national anthem of Algeria.
So a number of changes for Jamel Belmadi. Doesn't have his starting centre-back from the AFCON success in Egypt. Ben Lamry replaced by Bedrani alongside Aissa Mandi. And back in is Baghdad Buneja, who scored a deflected goal that saw them crowned African champions. Islam Slimani having to settle for a place on the bench. But of course, the star man on the flanks, Riyad Mahrez, listed for the Ballon d'Or and looking to weave his magic once again. Certainly Desert Foxes will be delighted that he was an unused sub against Liverpool. They obviously would prefer him to show what he can do in the biggest matches, but clearly fresh after being a substitute against Chelsea, starting against Paris Saint-Germain in the Champions League. And then, as said, not getting off the bench in that 1-1 draw with Liverpool that keeps Manchester City and Mahrez in the hunt to retain the Premier League title. So a few changes at the back as we see the Ghanaian team. Daniel Laria taking charge. And there is Mboli retaining his starting gloves for cap number 81. Rami Ben Sebai, Jamal Ben Larmi, as said, and Mehdi Zafani all out of the starting lineup. The back four that started that final in Egypt that beat Senegal. Instead, a change-up with Mohamed Salim Ferres down the left flank. Youssef Attal back on the right flank. As we see the starting lineup for Niger. Just the one main change. Abdul Garba coming into the starting 11 to play down the right flank. Expected to be a 5-3-2. The main danger, Mohamed Wankoye and Victorian Adebayor up top. 3 of the 4 goals away at Djibouti. So underway as the African champions Algeria take on the visitors Niger. And already a bit of trouble at the back. And Mboli having to come across and show that he was sharp to the action.
Okay, c'est bon, la prochaine, l'action!
From the off, Niger showing they're not here to make up the numbers. Jean-Michel Cavalli, a one-time coach of the Desert Foxes, now leading the Menace. And a positive start for the men in orange. Mohamed Wankoye finding himself much further back than he'd expect. Youssef Attal losing out though is Banasser, and it is a very uncomfortable start for Algeria. Throw taken quickly, although the hand chopping down like an axe. Well, not the start Belmadi would have wanted from his side, looking to go 29th match unbeaten. Now the current longest international unbeaten run, just 9 short of the mark set by Italy at 37. This match had 3 more of the group. Certainly start to take them within touching distance of Youssef Attal. Plays the ball in, hope to get the return from Buneja. But now it's Riyad Mahrez First time getting on the ball, hooks it out to Fares. Goes back to Benacer. First real touch for Bedrani. That wasn't under pressure. Good pressing from Abdul Garba. This was the chance for Victoria Adebayor. Excellent covering. And that was just shortly after. Mboli had to come a long way off his line to clear. Ferguli just teasing Garba. Well, as mentioned, back on Algerian soil, Cavalli, it was a short spell with the Foxes, a particularly successful one. Just shows what an incredible job Belmadi has done since arriving in 2018. I've been working in Qatar. First really prestigious job, and ended up taking Algeria to be top dogs in Africa. And they will head to Cameroon at the start of 2022 to defend their title. What they hope will be the start of a memorable 2022 as they try and find their route to Qatar. But it's been an auspicious start. Certainly Niger have settled far better. Switch ball by Souza. Trying to keep it in is Wankoye. Goes round the back of Mahrez. They'll have a corner.
Le seul qui est pas nommé. Vite! Vite! Grenade!
Looking for a little bit more control. As Wankoye swings into the near post. Mahrez coming to clear up. It's a lovely ball out. No real communication between Benacer and Buneja. It's a lovely reverse ball from Souza and drilled across, and it's just the outstretched hand of Mboli. It just helped onto the post and away. Now a chance for Algeria to show their attacking verve. Tried to go to the byline, they want a corner. They're not going to get it. Initially looked in a good position, but not many options to aim at. In the end, Benrahma running down a blind alley. The West Ham winger trying to make an early impression. This is his first start of the group stage, having twice been a substitute in the previous two. Well, Wankoye has seen a lot of the ball, but Niger will be happy it's been mostly in an offensive area. Algeria wouldn't expect to be losing so many second balls. Shows how well Niger have settled to the task. Well, Larea of Ghana. Even the free kick, two-footed. I think only the fact that Osman Diabate kept his 2 feet down might have saved him from a booking. Certainly not comfortable for Benacer. Midfielder just 23 years of age. But recently, having made the move from Empoli to AC Milan for 16 million euros. Last season making 21 appearances, 17 starts for the Rossoneri. This season hasn't been quite as active, just 1 start in Serie A. Although started both AC Milan's Champions League matches away at Anfield against Liverpool, and then in Spain against Atletico Madrid. The referee electing to keep his cards to himself. Atal trying to link up with Ferguli. Rolled out by Daouda Kassali. 3 goals conceded in the 2 matches. 4 in total, in fact. That 2-0 opening defeat against Burkina Faso at home, a real blow to the Menas. And then that 4-2 away win at Djibouti. And the start they've made here has been so positive. But a long way to go. Just trying to play their way out, and just a little bit rushed. But winning the ball back far too easily for Algeria's liking. Certainly the Foxes really haven't woken up yet. Faguli Mahrez picking up a more central position. Lovely spin, but it's excellent play from Abdul Mamouni. Kept his eye on the ball rather than the twinkle toes of the Manchester City winger. Plenty of time for Wankoye. It's with Sosa, but he can't hold on to it. Time for Atal. Atal still representing Nice. He was actually the starting right fullback for Algeria and the Africa Cup of Nations in Egypt, but eventually lost his place to Mehdi Zafani. But this will be a chance to try and reassert his favour with Jamel Belmadi. Here is Les Aigles fullback, leaves it to Benacer. Touches off Zarouki. Benarama linking with Benacer. Tries to poke it through, but he had 2 orange shirts to get through. Didn't manage it. Benarama goes all the way back to Berrani. Now with Verguli, who's come to the halfway line to pick up possession. Zarouki. That's Algeria, keep it moving. Fares down the line for the ever willing Benrahma. Certainly been the brightest going forward for Belmadi's side. Still nothing really for Casali to do in the Menas goal. The boos ringing out. Cheers coming from what must be a small band of Menas fans. A call to Cam from the sidelines as Atal plays it down. Algeria claim while Niger get on with things. It's falling kindly for Zerouki. Ferraz, Zerouki. Benrahma goes right on the outside. Brings a good save out of Casali. Benrahma has scored 3 times in 7 starts for West Ham this season in the Premier League. But yet to score for Algeria. So he just about keeps that in, but just at the last, it rolled over. But positive start, certainly has been the most willing and most likely to help break the deadlock, shifting it to the left. Sassali pushing it back into the danger zone, but had enough Menas shirts around to protect him. Well, 4 goals conceded in 2 matches. Algeria scored double that in their previous home match, but Niger proving a much tougher matchup. They want the flag to go up. It wasn't coming. And Bedrani has to dig in to nick it off the toe of Adebayor. Such an impressive opening 15 minutes for Niger. On paper, many wouldn't have given them a hope, but they've been positive and adventurous. Could they really put the cat among the pigeons? Taken short. Whipped in low. Dealt with by Benasser. Mahrez off the head. Looking for Fergouli. May get there. He gets the break of the ball. And cuts in. Chance to shoot. Tries to fashion it. Straight off the face. Not even any real calls for a penalty. Niger trying to show a little bit of composure. And it's working very well for them. That one loose though. Zerouki. Just 23 years of age, the Twente midfielder. And already starting to make the central midfield place his own alongside fellow 23-year-old Benasser. The base of operations for the Foxes. It's not been working too well. You can see there. A hand though towards the body. And as mentioned, there weren't many cries from the home side. Now time for Fares to survey his options, but goes back instead to Bedrani. Atal. The cheers may be coming a little early. Certainly won't be much of a Mexican wave. First real time though that Algeria have kept some possession. Mahrez. Mandy in his first season with Villarreal, having joined on a free after a spell with Betis, the former Reims defender. 5 starts, yet to lose for the Yellow Submarines in La Liga. 29-year-old, managing 17 minutes at the end of their Champions League tie at Old Trafford. Man United scoring a dramatic 95th minute winner through Cristiano Ronaldo. Mandy will be hoping for less dramatic scenes from Niger tonight. The clattering there for Atal. Untidy from Niger now. A real threat from the boots of Riyad Mahrez. As mentioned, he'd scored in 7 consecutive matches before the draw away at Burkina Faso. He's been red hot. Now looking to try and get Algeria on the right track after a somewhat disjointed opening 19 minutes on matchday 3 of Group A. Decides to go short. The ball bobbling though. Kept the shot low, but now Niger can break. That's a brilliant ball through the middle as Algeria try and get numbers back. They've done that, but that is wonderful forward play from Adebayor to keep possession. So important when you're expecting to see so little of the ball, although Niger have had close to the majority of it. Loose ball gifting possession back. Mandy hooked over the shoulder. Well, I don't know if Mboli was maybe a little lucky there. Not sure there was any contact. We'll see from the replay. Bounced up unfavorably. I think just the studs up, bringing the referee's whistle. Given away again cheaply. No wonder it's a thumbs up on the sidelines by Cavalli. It wasn't a particularly successful spell in charge of Algeria for Cavalli, the Ajaccio-born former player and coach. Managing just 12 matches, 2006-07, 4 wins, 2 draws, 6 defeats. But his side are playing with real confidence against the African champions in their own home. Can they maintain that for the rest of the match? An impressive opening 20. And Algeria really haven't yet got cooking. Can they now? Fares fires it in. There will be a corner. Applause from Bunedia. Much better from the flanks. Set piece opportunity. Benrahma preparing to deliver. Bedrani and Mandy up from the back. Far too easy to clear the near post. Atal though might take this on. Does hit the target, but easily dealt with by Kasali. Souza waiting on it. Wins ahead of Fares and takes the throw. So is the effort. But a clean look. That's it after it whizzed past Souza. Mandy out to Fares. See how hungry the Niger players are. As soon as the ball comes into their half, They're looking to press quickly. It's certainly working so far. And it's forcing Algeria to go back when they'd much prefer to keep their head up and go forward. Not many gaps to playing yet. Zerouki was calling for it. Didn't get it. A lot of touch of the balls for Bedrani. And Mandy now sent on a recovery. Bedrani once again. Not sure the best communication up top. Benedja and Mahrez both close to the ball, and it's a touch from the number 9 that runs through. Well, he scored the goal that brought the title to Belmadi and Algeria against Senegal, but Belmadi certainly didn't hold back when asked about Andy Delors. The coach saying the Nice forward no longer selectable for his country after the striker told him he was putting club before country. Talk of when he signed for Les Aigles, and he didn't want to take part in the AFCON to concentrate on the Ineos-led campaign for Nice, with Christophe Galtier wanting him available. Attal, not the only one who likely to be away the start of 2022 in Ligue 1. But now it seems Andy Delors' Algeria career is over. Certainly as long as Belmadi remains the coach. The focus then on those who are here. And Mahrez dusting himself off ahead of this free kick, showing all his skill, touch, and then making sure body between man and ball. The free kick against Abdul Moumouni. Well, it hasn't been plain sailing, to say the least, for Algeria. They haven't quite got in their swagger. Quite a long way out. Quite central as well. Mahrez might elect to try and have a shot at goal. Certainly set up for it. Is there to be something special for the man named on the 30-man list for the Ballon d'Or earlier today? His run of 7 games scoring for Algeria ended on match day 2, as Mandy looks to play the diversion. Fergouli as well, looking to just ruffle some feathers in the menace wall. But La Yea just making sure everyone's playing fair. But now it is Mahrez, and it's an absolute corker. Well, Niger have battled so hard and probably with a better team, but they don't have the gold dust of Riyad Mahrez, the Ballon d'Or nominee, with a sensational free kick. Well, just flew off the golden boots of Algeria's golden boy. And there is absolutely no chance for Daouda Kassali. And despite all Niger's hard work, it's Riyad Mahrez that has the African champions up and running on match day 3. It was such a big week for Manchester City, domestically and on the continent. As mentioned, Mahrez substitute in their victory over Chelsea, starting in his home city against Paris Saint-Germain. Looking fresh after not getting stripped on the bench at Anfield. And back on the score sheet for Algeria. Switch of the ball, and certainly Niger haven't let their heads go down. Onkoye down the line. Just protecting the ball and twists and turns. Souza somehow manages to get away from Mandy, then strikes a goal. It's always going to be tough to hit the target from there, but he did have Mboli worried. Certainly been one of Niger's most impressive in this first half. Certainly had earned the right to take the shot on. Well, it didn't bring about an equaliser, but certainly very positive response from Niger. This was the superb free kick, the difference between the sides, and no surprise that it came from the boot of Mahrez. The 30-year-old, just the one goal domestically this term. Yet for the national team, he has been on fire. 8 goals in his last 9 games. It's a hard-hitting thump from Zarouki on Wankoye. It is the first yellow card of the match for the 23-year-old Twente midfielder. Well, despite having the lead, not a surprise that Belmadi doesn't look too delighted on the sidelines as he discusses with his star man what exactly is happening. It was a special set piece, but indicative of the fact that Algeria haven't been particularly effervescent on open play. Cavalli will feel his side is so unlucky to be behind, although nothing lucky about the goal that sees Niger losing here in Algeria. I'm worried that the news might be that I might not be able to continue. Thankfully, that doesn't seem to be the case. Back up. And Wankoye not only back to his feet, but ready to take the set piece he won. Lifts it in. Loose attempt at a clearance from Benrahma. Now well played by El Fazaz. Adebayor swings it in. Just a little off balance was Hervé Leboy. It's Riyad Karim Mahrez with the only goal of the game, 3 minutes shy of the half hour. Well, huge cries as Bunedia looked to try and chase down the ball. Well, another break in play for an injury. Cavalli tries to get his message across. Fares just looks to have been caught kind of unfortunately as we look back on this real firecracker that's lit up the match here in Blida. Fares back to his feet. The match back underway. Well, able to leave it to Atal as it ran away from Zerouki. Pedrani using his centre-back partner, Mandi. Certainly has shown that Algeria have switched that back four. Only Mandi surviving from the matchday 2 starters. Certainly has been an uncomfortable first half an hour or so for Algeria. Haven't quite had the same fluency. Had 8 of the starters from 2019 vintage in Egypt. Matchday 2. They're struggling to shut the door as Atal goes to ground far too early. Ball across. Swing and a miss. As now Benrahma looks to try and break away, but there's just no telepathy between the Foxes and Niger, despite being a goal down. Being given no reason to think they can't get back into this. The individual quality of Algeria will always shine brightest. At the moment, the team that's really ticking is the one in all orange. Only had one man to aim at, but Atal going to ground far too early. Souza unable to make contact. Benacer. Atal. Certainly Belmadi having brought him back in ahead of Zafani. Probably want a bit more from the Nice starter. Souza, a bundle of energy as he continues to be the man to set off the press. Better from Algeria, and it works the space. Tries to drive through the gap, went down. Larrière not interested in Bunedia's claims. Not sure how likely he was to get to the ball. He played through, but it looks a clear contact and could have been a penalty. Right on the line. And Niger may have got away with one there. Well, a large swing. Benacer initially able to shake it off, and then you can see just the discomfort. Elected to play on despite the contact from Diabate. Well, it's Algeria who are leading, but Niger certainly the happier of the two performance-wise. Back to Onkoye. Harris gets a toe in. Now Diabate. Souza able to swing it wide. Decides to go for a long looping cross towards Adebayor. Doesn't land for the striker. Press coming from Ben Rama, followed by Ferguli. But Liboy able to buy the throw, but this was the big decision. Buneja looked to have set up a shooting opportunity, decided to go through the two Menas defenders. And the replay from behind the goal seemed to show contact that could have been on the line. Here's the best view of it. Plants the foot. Buneja, it's in his pathway. And had there been VAR, it's likely that Laria may have changed his mind, but as it is, the match winner from the Africa Cup of Nations final in Egypt. His claims going on deaf ears. Well, Souza has just been absolutely everywhere for Menas. Coming together there, both reacting like it was against the other, but Fares the only one who's walked away. I'm not sure if he's going to walk away with a yellow card. Not sure if Fares did too much there, but he wasn't the one who hit the deck. And Niger with a very appealing looking set piece. Certainly no doubt it's a sore fall. Certainly felt by Amadou Souley. Here's the penalty decision. Well, if the referee saw it, he may have decided that Buneja could have got over the planted foot as opposed to it making the contact. In truth, VAR can give a second look, but it doesn't change decisions that are circumstantial or very much a matter of opinion. As things are, it remains Algeria a goal to the good, but Niger has certainly made it uncomfortable first half. Although the only one in discomfort at the moment is Mohamedou Souley. This, the difference between the sides. Top quality from a man on top of his game. The 23rd goal, his 67th cap. Riyad Mahrez, despite not being his sparkling best tonight, taking his opportunity with aplomb when it came. I really hope that this won't be necessary. Sometimes stretcher, or as we see here, the little cart, in the end isn't used. We'll hope to see Souley walk off, but it's not looking likely at the minute. Well, he was jumping for the ball. Fares somewhat held his ground. And the way he's clattered down to the turf has certainly left him in a really bad situation, and it looks like it will be a change coming. Warming up on the sidelines. Wearing the number 2, Suleiman Zakari. Well, it looks like Cavalli has made the decision, whatever, but I think it was pretty clear it was going to happen. So, Zakaria Souleymani, 26-year-old French-born defender, playing his trade with Lyon La Duchère, the 4th tier of the French domestic tree. with a chance to make his first appearance in this World Cup group, but it's the free kick. Initially easily blocked. The lovely ball around the corner, manages to keep it in. The chance still alive, but under pressure, manages to find an escape route. Now Garba offer an option, but they go back to the right. All clipped forward as we head towards half-time. Think the flag might go up, but even having stayed down, Souza again unable to make clean contact, with only the goalkeeper to beat. He showed great anticipation, but a tough one when the ball's coming over your head to get a clean strike. Well, Niger one down, but certainly not disheartened. Youssef Attal running down a blind alley, of which he's had his pocket picked. Strong play, just stepping across Mumuni. Adebayor again stealing ahead of Attal, who won't have done much to impress Belmadi. Having come in, as mentioned, for Mehdi Zefani. But it's been a tough half for the Desert Foxes, and that's all the credit for Menas. They started this campaign with a 2-0 home defeat against Burkina Faso. That could have ruined their campaign from the start, but that win away at Djibouti, their first half performance here suggests they're not out of this. Algeria really are going to have to bring much better in the second half if they're to make sure of all 3 points. Ferguli putting the pressure on. Olkoye taking too long to make a decision to clear the ball. Into stoppage time at the end of the first half. Mandi killing the ball dead and pointing the way for Benacer. Attal caught there, and the yellow card back in the hand of the referee. The second to be shown, the first for Niger. Excellent feats, and it's just a desperate kind of foot stuck out from Adebayor. All hugs and kisses after, but this was the chance for Souza. Had his eyes on the prize, but as he swung his boot, just scuffed it into the grateful hands of Mboli. Not sure if the flag might have gone up had he struck it better, as we see Adebayor booked, but it suggests that he was onside. Really Niger's best chance, if one of the toughest, technically. Well, that's the end of an engrossing first half, but it's Niger who have been the better side, and yet an absolute cracker of a free kick from Riyad Mahrez opened the door for the African champions. It's Mahrez's beautiful free kick that means Algeria lead 1-0 at the break. Well, welcome back as Niger getting back up to speed after what was a terrific first half from the Menas, and yet finding themselves a goal down to the Magic Mahrez. Marvellous free kick for the Manchester City winger. And that has Algeria leading by a 1-0 as the second half fast approaches. Well, just a couple of yellow cards shown by the match referee from Ghana. Larriea handing one out to Twentes Zeruki just before the end of the half. A yellow picked up by Victorian Adebayor for a challenge late on Atal, but otherwise a relatively clean game. Unfortunately, we had to see Niger's Souley stretchered off. There was no confirmation of the change, but it had appeared as if Suleimani Zakari was going to enter the fray, the number 2. But the real star man for the Menas, number 3, Souza, Ghanaian born, pledging his allegiance to Niger. Niger crossing the border with Algeria for this match, although still a awful long way to go from Niger across the desert to the coast. Looking for more from the African champions. Certainly weren't quite at their best, to say the least, and yet find themselves a goal to the good thanks to Riyad Mahrez. Belmadi Belmadi hoping for better from his Desert Foxes. They lead by a goal to nil. But Niger very much still in the contest. Just haven't found that killer edge at the top. Seven countries border Algeria, Niger just one of them. They've made it all the way north to Blida, and thus far have been impressive. Although not for the first time. Burundi down on the deck. Thought he had a penalty call in the first half. That went unheeded. This time, free kick given. Mahrez feinting to take. The referee making clear he would have had him retake it. So the captain of the African champions looking to weave his yellow wand once again. Algeria on course for a 29th match unbeaten, which would take them to within 8 of Italy's recently set 37 matches. There certainly would be a major shock if they were to lose this match, but Niger so far have put up some fight that suggests they could at least get a draw. Algeria trying to slam that door shut. Long looping ball, free header at the back post. It's a fine save initially as the ball bubbles about, but it's ended up in the net. Heartbreak for Niger. Well, initially Kasali and managing to save from the initial header from Fares, but it's just been squeezed in the most untidy of fashions. Wait to see for confirmation. Certainly Ferguli looks to be taking most of the acclaim. Well, it was kept alive by Fares, and certainly Ferguli is claiming it, the number 10 in the 6-yard box when the ball bobbled all around. Not sure if he actually kicked it in or if it was kicked off him, but Fares with the first header and then the return, and it's just bobbled up all over the shop. Well, not conclusive necessarily exactly how it ended up in the net, just that it did. And Algeria just 2 minutes after the restart. And Maru Alioui own goal as things stand. But Fares, the instigator with the initial header and then the rebound causing panic. And all the hard work in the first half from Niger may feel like a balloon losing all its air. And Algeria may have flattened the hopes of the menace. Just the arm across from Burundi. Ball forward from Lioli. Well, a poor touch there, and Niger onto it. The flag stays down. A huge opportunity, and it's squeezed through the legs of Mboli as Algeria looked for a flag that was never coming. It's a quick fire response, and it's the Ghanaian-born Souza that gives the menace an immediate response. Took his time and fired through the legs of Mboli. He had a quick look to see if there were other options. Nothing was there, but the quick ball poked through by Alfaza. And it's Souza who slams in. And after the heartbreak of such a messy goal conceded, Daniel Souza, with a quick-fire response in a game that looked like it was threatening to be over, is very much back on. Well, you could see from the replay the near side official doing his job to perfection. Aissa Mandi, far too deep, tried desperately to get back on side, not quick enough. And then that left Belmadi's side completely exposed. Souza had that chance that dropped over his left shoulder. Didn't make clean contact with the left foot this time on the deck, and was able to pick his spot. So without really playing anywhere near their best, Algeria scoring twice, but Niger finally getting a reward for their performance, and they're buoyed now. Menas balloon refilled. And a match that could have drifted is very much in the balance. Rama trying to link with Ferguli. Superb play. Benacer getting himself between man and ball. Alfaza with the assist for the goal, giving away the free kick there. Breaks to Benacer. Bunedia will take the throw. You can see Suleiman Zakari. Zakari on the wrong side of Berami. Benarama unable to find anyone in a white shirt in the middle. Given away cheaply by Mahrez. But a lovely touch. Now tries to slip it in for the West Ham winger, but Benrahma couldn't get in the end, but they will have a throw. There's so much optimism after their 8-0 thumping of Djibouti. Burkina Faso and Niger have proven far tougher examinations. Niger certainly, come the end, can be proud of how well they competed against African champions, but they'll want more for what they put in. Algeria unable to pick a way through. Both their goals coming from set pieces. And it's Niger who struck from open play. Alfaza's frustrated there as it popped off him. You can certainly see with the options for Algeria. There's a beautiful back flick from Bunedia, but it wasn't controlled enough. Certainly you can see why the coach Belmadi would have wanted Andy Delors in the squad, but clearly couldn't accept anyone who isn't fully committed for their country. Delors, one of many French-born Algerian internationals. There was talk of it being in his contract that he would have to miss the Africa Cup of Nations in Cameroon. That was dismissed by the Nice forward. Certainly missing his kind of guile up top, although Islam Slimani back in French football with Olympique Lyonnais. It's had a fine start to the season and has witnessed on match day 1 4 goals against Djibouti. Wonder if Belmadi will look to the veteran forward not long before the hour mark is passed. For now, Algeria continue to struggle for any flow or flair. It's just the quality from Mahrez and a scrappy goal that has them leading Niger by 2-1. Oh, it's a lovely ball in behind. Okoye tries to find the run of Souza. Intricate and positive. This is a really tough examination of the African champions. They just can't get a grip. And Niger, who could have been down and out at 2-0, not only hit back almost immediately, but they're still the team performing better. Can they get themselves back on level terms? They've been behind since the 27th minute of the match, thanks to Mahrez. Mandy gets his head onto it. Uneja helping out, but now Algeria can try and break. The ball ricocheting kindly for the Menas. Substitute Zakari going back to his goalkeeper Kasali. Header from Zarouki. It'll be interesting to see the difference had this been a full house in Blida. But it isn't for Belmadi, and across the African continent. Desperate to see fans back in stadiums, and that could be a penalty. Well, all their hard work seeming to be wiped away by the desperate lunge of Garba. Well, they didn't get one in the first half when Buneja was felled, but this time it will certainly be a spot kick for the hack down of Ferguli. Direct and positive, things we haven't really seen from Algeria tonight. And a clear and easy decision for the referee. Narea didn't have to think before pointing to the spot. Terrific play by the 31-year-old Galatasaray midfielder. And now it's a chance for Mahrez to be deadly once again from the dead ball situation. The first one is a 30-yard free kick. This time just the 12 between Mahrez and a brace for his country. Well, he's been on incredible scoring form for the Desert Foxes. And he looks like he's ready to get another. Nine in 9 for Mahrez, as he brags a double. Cool as you like. And despite Niger's fine performance in the big moments, it's Algeria that are putting them to the sword. And led by Ballon d'Or nominated Riyad Mahrez, sending Kasali the wrong way for 3-1 to the African champions. Well, it's a brutal lesson for Niger Algeria have for the most part been second best, and yet they've still managed to score 3 times thanks to the deep wells of quality. As an applause for the crowd, Mohamed Youssef Belali looks ready to enter the fray. Well, it was 7 games in a row that Mahrez scored for Algeria, starting with 2-2 draw in December against Mexico. Failed to score against Burkina Faso, but double here. Makes it 9 in his last 9 for his country. So there is the change. Well, what a way to go off. Fergouli winning the spot kick. That has restored now Algeria's 2-goal advantage. Now 29-year-old Belali coming off the bench, having started match day 2's draw. 4-time Tunisian champion and 2-time African Champions League winner with Esperance Tunis. Now playing his trade with Qatar, and he was an option there right off the bat, but Benrahma electing to go himself, and in the end crowded out, but it could have been some introduction for the Qatar SC forward. Hasn't had the best of times domestically, Qatar, with only 6 wins in 2021. His teammate missing out tonight, Jamel Ben-Lamri, seeing them 8th, 11 points off the top. Offering again there, but Mahrez couldn't quite get it out of his feet. Well, an hour gone. And across the piece, Niger have been very impressive. The way they've been set up, the way they've pressed, how positive they've been, and yet only 1 goal to show for their efforts. And Algeria, who have been disjointed, have been clinical in front of goal. 3 set pieces, 3 goals. Algeria look to keep themselves on top in Group A. Certainly no surprise that goal difference very much in their favour. Well, he was very positive in the opening stage of the match, Benrahma. Now coming back to life a bit. Very hard to really pick out any star performers for the Desert Foxes. Mahrez has been marvellous from the dead ball, but even he has failed to sparkle. Although now Benrahma bringing out his tricks. I guess the oohs and ahs from the ones lucky enough to be in the main stand here in Blida. Now Fares. Touch for Belaili. Belaili looking to get involved. Starter in that Egypt final. Saw them beat Senegal. Spreads the ball wide. Overlap from Atal. Looks to go on that left foot. Well, it was a good touch initially, but it was always going to be tough to get the shot away from Belaili. Well, Belaili already very busy trying to get involved as Benacer links with his fellow metronome, Zerouki. Mandy. Bully They'll be frustrated at being beaten the second match day in a row. But happy that the Foxes are ahead as they look to stretch their lead. Burundi leaves it to Mahrez. Oh, the keeper fumbles it, but he's bailed out by his defender. Casali placing it back into the danger area. There was Atal in the 6-yard box. Uncomfortable for Niger, as it is on the scoreboard. Burundi comes short. Mahrez, well read by Adebayor, but Niger still having to try desperately defend. There will be a free kick. Another change to be made. Atal and Burundi to be making their way off. Atal hasn't quite had it as he would have liked tonight. Burundi has put himself about, but here comes the 4-goal man from match day 1, Islam Slimani. Can he add to his 4-goal salvo against Djibouti? Was unable to do likewise against Burkina Faso. And his first course of action is to get into the area and hope to profit from Riyad Mahrez's ball. He's got his hand in the air, wearing number 13. Will it be lucky 13? Swung into the area. Strong header away, but it's kept alive. But now Niger try to break. Well, they've got plenty of bodies forward. Needs to move it to the left. It's a slow ball. Maybe a chance to strike from distance. Well, he had to make a smart save. Mboli scrambled across. Couldn't have been sure if it was going to hit the target or not. Wasn't going to take any chances. Fine effort from Adebayor. Managed to brace against Djibouti, but this was the Mahrez chance. Fumbled. Atal denied. Mandy away. Now there could be trouble. Mahrez. Wonderful challenge though. Potential goal-saving challenge, despite still being in their own half. Now Adebayor. Looks to, well, he was pulling out something out of the hat there. Some magic trick from the menace number 10. Mboli with a fine save. I'm not sure. Some could argue it was an attempted cross, but he looked like he meant it. Mboli showing that he's still alert. Headed away by Mandy again. Slimani, first touch, and it's a good one. Dropping the shoulder. Benacer. It's a smart ball into Mahrez. He's got space. He's got options. And now it's back to the Man City man. Well, it's not going to be his hat trick, but it is going to be a 4th for the African champions. A second own goal. And they just couldn't live with the pace and decisiveness of the break. And despite such a brave and impressive performance, it's starting to fall apart for the Menace. Mahrez with options and space. He elected to go. And then when he fluffed his lines, unfortunately the on-rushing Zakari couldn't help himself, but net past his own goalkeeper. Fine pick out from Ben Rama. But it's a second own goal for Niger. Heartbreak for Niger. The scoreline certainly not a fair reflection of what they've given to the match, but top-class football isn't about what you deserve, it's what you take. And Algeria have plundered 4 goals despite being nowhere near their best. Benrahma. Zakari not letting that affect him too much, at least focusing on closing down. Their attitude has been spot on from start to finish, Niger. They've just either not had the luck, or not had the luck of playing against, in particular, a player of the standard of Mahrez. Taken short, Belaïli cuts back on himself. Well, he kept it in. Niger finally able to clear the lines, but only as far as Zerouki. Belaïli, Islam Slimani drifts to the right. Just the 1 goal in Ligue 1 for Lyon this campaign. Coming in a 1-1 draw with Brest back in August. So his 4-goal salvo against Djibouti. The only time he's scored since September. But very much like Buneja, it's the work off the ball and linking with others makes him such a valuable part of the squad. Mahrez, Zerouki under pressure. Algeria find a solution. Well, not a good ball there though. Said they find a solution, the commentator's curse. It's such an odd one because their performance level has been so poor, and yet they lead by 3 goals at a 4-1 scoreline. So change for Niger. Waiting patiently is Ibrahim Abdul Aziz. This was the lovely skill from Belaïli. Managed to keep it in. Cross it went. Fares again in the area. Left fullback having instigated Algeria's 2nd goal. In the end was an own goal from El Faza. Could have been a hat-trick though for Mahrez. Just wasn't able to make contact. And I'm sure Zakari would have preferred the Ballon d'Or nominee has got the hat-trick rather than him being giving the own goal. Natal overran it, trying to save for Belaïli. It's all yours. Tries the 1-2. Too high and looping. And Rama didn't look comfortable or confident he was going to beat Kasali in a leap there, so left it. Brilliant from Fares, battling hard. Impressive down that left flank, particularly when he's joined for set pieces. Left back drafted in for Rami Bensi Baini, a glad back. Left back. Well, they hit the deck. The referee on this occasion. It's really been 3 penalty shouts. 1 not given, 1 given. That one ignored. As Ben Aile gets back to his feet gingerly. Well, Slimani, I said, hadn't scored since August for his club. His only goals had come on match day 4 when he netted 4. And yet he's been on the pitch for a short time as a sub, and he has slammed home his 5th of the group stage. Algeria's 5th of the night. Classic Slimani. Attal coming to life. The Nice man's cut back. Slimani on the move. And he's given Casali absolutely no chance. Well, Attal had a poor first half, but shining bright in the second. And it's Slimani who's profited, as he remains the top scorer in round 2 of the African World Cup qualifiers. On the night that Mahrez scored his 5th brace for the Desert Foxes, just missing out on the chance to score a first hat-trick. Slimani slamming in 2 for Mahrez, 1 for Slimani, and 2 Niger own goals. So changes aplenty coming. Benacer heading off alongside his partner in crime, Zerouki. Hichem Boudaoui, another of the Nice contingent, making his way on. Riyad Mahrez, the star man, the star attraction, heads off with a brace. He was so close to leaving with the match ball, but Attal breaking away from Moumouni, and then Slimani's movement and finish, earning him a fine goal from the bench. So Ben Rama heading off with Zorgani heading on for the final part of the match. Adam Zorgani, just 21 years of age, recently left these shores in Algeria for Belgium with Sporting Charleroi. The scoreline how it is, a chance to give him his 2nd cap of this group stage, 3rd overall, after coming on for 20 minutes against Djibouti. The first touch and pass from Badoui. Started to make himself a fixture for Nice. Well, that ball somehow through the slip got through, and then given away cheaply. And somehow, despite fine performance from Niger, the brutal reality is the African champions are going to be a team that's tough to stop. 29 unbeaten. The longest active unbeaten run in international football. Oh, lovely header. Work there. Flashes of Nani for Man United against Arsenal way back, heading down the touchline. Arsenal players certainly didn't appreciate it. Niger showing a bit more respect for the talent. was once a Brazilian. He was a bit of an internet sensation with his running ability with the ball in his head, but unfortunately, you've got to connect the feet with the head ability. Falls well for Mohamed El Amin Amoura. Already made a fine impression. But didn't take it the first time, but hasn't given up. And wins a free kick from Zakari. Set pieces have been deadly for Niger. It's gone down again. Benaile. Benaria once again waving his claims away. Too quick to look at the referee, let alone worry about if there was contact. Fares linking well with Amoura. Amoura and Zorgani, both 21-year-olds, getting their chance. Amoura showed that great heading ability, having also left these shores, in his case for Lugano in Switzerland. Scored his first goal for them last weekend in a 2-0 win over Lausanne Sport. Lausanne Sport, who are linked to the Ineos project that have taken over Nice. Well, his side, he should certainly be proud of Jean-Michel Cavalli. He came to cause a shock. Niger, at least for an hour, were so impressive. And even when they went 2-0 down, they hit back to keep themselves in the game. Daniel Souza on 50 minutes, but when Mahrez scored the penalty won by Feghouli, it's finally plain sailing for Belmadi's side. A further old goal from Suleiman Zakari, and Islam Slimani slamming in his 5th of the group stage in a 5-star goal-scoring performance from Algeria. An awful lot more to come from them performance-wise. That's now 13 goals in their 2 home games in Group A, as they maintain their clear favourite tag to escape this group and into what will be momentous playoffs, as 10 must become 5 for Qatar. But 5 could yet become 6 if Niger aren't careful. Fares. Badawi. Substitutes linking up well. Badawi with 2 goals in 7 appearances for Nice in Ligue 1 this season. Christophe Galtier project is certainly going away along nicely. Currently sitting 3rd in the table above Islam Slimani's Olympique Lyonnais. Slimani becoming an important figure since Peter Bosch took over. As we just get confirmation that Adem Zorgani did, in fact, replace Zerouki, and Amoura on as well. Time and space for Fares. It's a wonderful ball for Belaili. Just ran out of pitch as Niger running out of time, although the match long gone. despite their brave efforts. Zakari certainly had a tumultuous time since replacing the injured Sule. No wonder it's all smiles for Fares. His contribution helping, opening that 2-goal advantage that Maris' penalty restored after Sosa had netted after breaking Algeria's poor offside trap. So 5-1. Just under 5 minutes to go of the 90. Keeping warm on the bench. Buneja will feel he's the one who did all the hard work, and Islam Slimani stepped up, crashed in a goal. Tough life of a striker. Well, no one will ever be able to take away the winning goal to crown the Desert Foxes African champions. He's shot from outside the box with an incredible looping deflection. In the end was enough to defeat Senegal as Slimani tries to bag himself a brace. Belaile just leaving his man for dead. Substitutes Amadou Sabo, who climbed off the bench to score against Djibouti. But by the time he got on this time, Algeria more than in control as they look for more. Amora, you can hear the cry of his name. As a lovely 1-2. It's going to be another, and it's Slimani again. Well, he was there to put on the finishing touches to a quite spectacular team goal. The youngsters combining for the elder statesman to touch in. Well, Amora heard the call, played it back. Beautiful 1-2 to release Orkani, and he unselfishly slipped it away from Kasali. And Slimani has his 6th goal of the group stage and 2nd of the night. Amore Sorgani. The ball slipped through by Benrahma. And the finishing touches from lucky number 13. They may have not been at their sparkling best, but they're finishing at a canter. Well, certainly when people see the result out of context, they'll imagine that Niger were torn apart. Certainly not been the case. The Menas have just eventually succumbed to the team that haven't lost since 2018. The run starting against Togo back then. And now it is 29 invincible. "14 goals at home. Just the one conceded. This time Souza offside. Even when they're not playing at their best, so much firepower. Amora. Fares back to Bedrani. Mandy has plenty of time to have a look at what's about. It's amazing seeing the difference, as you'd expect. Now Badoui. Well, a try and attempt at an overhead kick there Ayamora, why not? El Kebe scored a stunner for Morocco in there, 5-0 win a few nights back. And a wee lovely little shift of his balance. Zorgani. I see two 21-year-olds coming on, Amora and Zorgani. Huge height difference. Zorgani, tall and powerful. Amora, tiny and sleek. But both have made an impression already, combining to help Slimani net a 6th as we are into stoppage time. Well, Issa Ibrahim Jabrila trying to do it all himself, but just eventually crowded out. Oh, it's stunning play from Amora, and he's still going. A little Messi-esque. As now Belaili switches across to Badawi. Just seeing the subs that Belmadi has been able to send on. Obviously, it's a lot easier once the game is dead and buried to play your best stuff, but the young guns that have climbed off the bench, a breath of fresh air after at times what was a tough watch, other than the magistry of Mahrez from set pieces. The night starting with his stunning free kick. A scrappy own goal, seeing them 2 to the good. And then Daniel Souza scoring on 50 minutes seemed to put cat among the pitches, but Faguli won a penalty netted by Mahrez to make it 9 goals in his last 9 appearances for the Desert Foxes. Suleiman Zakari was unfortunate himself to score on goal when Mahrez could have plundered a hat-trick. And in the end, Slimani climbed off the bench to emulate his captain. 2 goals in a 23-minute sub-appearance. That's 6 in the group stages for Slimani. And it's 6 overall for Algeria as brave Niger finally succumb to the firepower of the African champions. But Burkina Faso sticking with the Desert Foxes, still tight at the top of Group A, but Algeria with that healthy goal difference are top.
Hey!